So that's our pre-chorus. I think it's worth noting that we don't get another pre-chorus in this song. And something I want to point out is like, well, let's just talk about it. So she says the enemy. So this comes immediately after the verse. So she says, till there's no room to feel like me, the enemy. So she's framing herself as the enemy, which is how her enemies would view her as an enemy, right? So this makes sense. But then she says, but what if I'm not the enemy? And I just, honestly, this is just a very weak line. I don't really understand the purpose of it. Who here thinks that she's not the enemy? Like, is she appealing to the audience? Because we, the audience, would not, since we're getting her point of view, and this is our introduction to the conflict and to the story, and because we're presumably Evanescence fans, like, we wouldn't have any reason to think that she's the enemy in this conflict. So then it kind of begs the question, is she appealing to the adversaries that she's in conflict with? Which, I don't know, that doesn't seem to really do much, because she never, I mean, spoiler alert, but she never appeals to them again. In fact, she does not seem interested at all in reconciling with the adversaries throughout this song. So this line is just a little confusing to me. It seems a little redundant, and it just doesn't seem to do much. Like, it doesn't establish any sort of a motivation. It doesn't build out the themes. It doesn't even really expand on the conflict. It's like, yeah, we know there's a conflict. We know that someone views you as the enemy. We don't view you as the enemy. You don't view yourself as the enemy. So what is the point of this line? And so that's where I think this is a good place to step back and maybe view the lyrics a little more holistically. To me, these lyrics are kind of, I talked about this on Sanctuary, but this is like that. This is a little, not as bad as Sanctuary, but this is just a little bit of that like millennial cringe young adult novel writing, where it's like, I want to be the edgy resistance fighter that's like, morally ambiguous or gray or whatever, and like I'm the hardcore resistance fighter, but I'm also completely morally righteous and like good in every way. It's like having your cake and eating it too. It's like, I'm the enemy, but what if I'm not the enemy? I'm actually right. It's like, okay, all right. Like that's kind of what I get from this line. So overall, in summary, for all of these lyrics at this point, we've got an ambiguous conflict. The only real motivation for our adversaries, or like explanation of the conflict, is that line, fight all the way down. Most of these lines just sort of repeat the idea that you're going down, you've been fighting and you're going down and you're feeling burned out in some way. And then the implication is that you don't feel like yourself anymore. And I don't know. I just, and then the pre-chorus to me is sort of, I think it minimizes the conflict a little bit, and then, or at best, and then it's just like completely meaningless at worst. The enemy, what if I'm not the enemy? Like those lyrics do nothing for the song in general. So yeah, I like, overall, to just summarize, we don't know who we're fighting. We don't know why we're fighting. We don't really understand what the theme is yet, aside from like, okay, I've been knocked down, but I need to get up. But she doesn't even really say that, right? Like, I feel like, when she says, till there's no room to feel like me, and then the pre-chorus could talk about, so I've got to get up, I've got to still fight, I've got to do something. But like, that's what I mean by the pre-chorus just being sort of meaningless, and not really adding anything to the theme, building the theme out for the song. So yeah, we kind of just have like an ambiguous conflict, and that's it. And that's all we can really take from it. Not very good so far. Not super compelling lyrics at this stage. Of course, we'll just have to see where it goes. But yeah, it's not, definitely a little bit of a step down from some of the other songs that we've seen. But we're still just getting started. So let's see where it goes.